know many times already. Some of you are only interested in a residence permit, and I cannot grant that.
Well, to talk about Utrecht again, the Havenstraat is not comparable with Utrecht, because in Utrecht they actually mostly work for the people on residence permits, and in the Havenstraat you are working on deporting people. So there are two very different things.
I protest. I protest very loudly to what you say, and it's political what you say. In the Havenstraat we don't work to get people evicted, we work on a solution. And for some it will be a residence permit, and for some it will be the return to their country or a neighbor country, but in any way it will be a return as being treated as a fair human being. What you do is political, because in Utrecht they are connected to the same legislation as we are here in Amsterdam. And the mayor of Utrecht will never grant any residence permit without beyond the borders of the national legislation. So it's just not true what you say.
Are you saying that?
No, it's
yes, and the Dutch political activists.
Can I make it clear, please?
No, there is a difference for me between Dutch political activists and the refugees. And I stand for the refugees, but I withstand Dutch political activists.
Mr. van der Laan, please, can you clarify? Can you give a guarantee that the people in the vluchthaven, if they refuse to go back voluntarily after the whole process, that they will not be returned by force, in other words, be deported?
I cannot, and I will not, and I would not, because I am a mayor of the city. I am a mayor of the city, and I am part of Dutch legislation. And when it, as comes to it in your question, only comes to the will, voluntary will of the refugees, we will never be dependent only of that. There is legislation, and legislation goes beyond the individual will of the people.
There is legislation of the European Court.
I am listening to European courts, and this is one of the... Lady. Now it's my turn to say something a bit hostile, and that's why I make the difference between Dutch political activists and refugees. Here stands a mayor with all the help of the city council that wants to do everything he can for refugees, but he will also do everything he can to fight against political activism.
Oh.
Yes,
okay.
the political
Okay,
activism.
clear.
No,
That's
lady,
clear.
let me please address you.
Yeah.
You go to your home like I do, and we have a bed, and we have bath, and we have food.
Yeah.
But these people, they don't. And you are looking in the eyes of a mayor that tries to do everything to help the refugees get what they can have within the borders of Dutch legislation. But your goal is to fight Dutch legislation. And that's the difference between you and me. That's the difference between you and me. And I stand for it.
And your legislation which doesn't respect the declarations of the European Court.
Thank you, every activist, politician activist, because it's not easy.
And I don't like hypocrisy. No.
If not, this is people help us, maybe now it's died, you know. And also I ask you a question. When I talk about you give offer for people in Havenstraat, you know, many people there, you sign for this is a contract, you know, for you, and also you force people to go there.
I didn't force anyone.
This is my okay.
I didn't force anyone. Listen, this gentleman says I forced the people to go there.
Yeah.
I couldn't, and I didn't want.
Yeah, because not you have
I
go.
asked them to go there because we have created something rather sophisticated in the Netherlands, something new, and I thought it was best for them. I didn't force anyone.
Okay, if this is offer, what another offer? I think if you put one offer, if people not go there in the street, what this is? This is force or not force?
That's interesting. Do you ask me now to force you to go to the Havenstraat? You have to be consistent, my friend. I didn't force anyone, I made an offer. And they signed voluntarily. And I think you want the same offer. So don't... I have some kind of offer. If in the vluchtgarage, now it's becoming important to you, and I'm talking to the refugees, and not politically motivated, because I am not the government and I will obey the rules. But when some of you in the vluchtgarage are extra vulnerable, I mean people that are pregnant, people who are ill, people who are starving, I can come forward to help you, but only for the extra vulnerable, and I'm not going to say that you can come to the vluchthaven. But as long as you are a group, and my friends, I know the problem because I talked with the people of the vluchthaven many times. I know what's happening. Some of you, not only a few of you, have a chance on a residence permit. And many have no chance for a residence permit. And as long as you operate as a group, there is a problem to find solutions. What we try to do in the Havenstraat is to individualize everyone and find individual solutions for individual problems. And when you say, as a group, we want to be individualized, and you can talk with us, Mayor, about individual problems and individual solutions, you're welcome to talk to me. But only then. And there again is a Dutch political activist who go to his own house tonight, and you want to keep the group as a group. No, I'm not talking about the privilege. What about my house? What about my house?
Don't take the things personal.
What about my house? He should not be personal and talk about my house. This is the residence of the city of Amsterdam. And I happen to live here. What's wrong about that?
Bullshit, you are
Okay, another Dutch activist says bullshit.
Yes, wait a minute.
Let me talk to the refugees.
If you want to help individual, now give these people place to sleep and a good place, then help them for the tour. But now we need urgent help. But we have to, they said we have, end of this month we have to go out of that place we sleep. What you offer for these people? For place and a warm place and eat until you get the individual things. You need them to collect them in place, they get human rights, then help them individual also. Then put them in good place and they get their rights for meat and food, because we don't have permission to work. What we gonna live? We cannot go our land back when we don't get status here. Give us permission to work or help us.
I find that a very good question. I find that a very good question. And as soon, and I'm talking very firm, to be clear, because I don't want to create expectations I cannot fulfill. But as soon as you made a division between those who want human help on one hand and those who are just political activists on the other hand, you can come to me and ask for help. Yes, this is a difficult answer, but you know it quite clear. Because I am not going to sit on the seat of the government. I'm not going to do any political concession. The only thing I can do is to help in the field of humanitarian things. No, it's not what you want. You want a residence permit as a group.
I cannot promise
Ja, we gaan klaar. And this is the last thing. You agree?
Me.
Yes.
Yeah. I asked.